Well, hello there, humans, hippies, earthlings, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and if you're lucky enough indeed to be doing it too, it's me and that bloke over there. Red Eyes Official, welcome to the PUBG Mobile 5th anniversary. It's all happening. I'm excited, Red Eyes. Why don't you talk to young humans at home through a little bit of what's going to be going down in Funky Town today?
What is up, everybody, and welcome to the PUBG Mobile VIP Anniversary Fiesta Infinite Imagination. And we're celebrating 5 amazing years of this game that, for a lot of us, I know I don't just speak for myself, for a lot of us, it's become more of a lifestyle than anything else. And
Right
for
on,
those of
mate.
you, yeah, for those of you who aren't quite familiar as to who we are, I'm Red Eyes, your ever-lovable and adorably cuddly caster, bringing you the daily dosage of butt kickery, tomfoolery, and all-around shenaniganism. And I ain't alone. I'm joined by the man, the myth, the legend himself, the Bushka.
Thank you. Hello.
Well, we are going to be doing things a little bit differently today. We're going to be doing things in a set of 3 matches. We've got 16 VIP teams, each comprised of 4 participants, and they're going to be duking it out to see who's going to be getting their shot at a $3,400 prize pool, Bushka. I mean, we've got $500 going to the participants. Each participant of the first place is going to get $500. Second place, $250 per person. Third place, I believe, is $100 per person. And get this: anybody who opens the imagination crate is going to get 600 UC for themselves and everyone on their team as well.
It's a world of pure imagination, Red Eyes, and I can't wait to see who's the first one to pop the top on that big bad boy.
That's right, brother. And I love this enthusiasm, by the way. Yeah, we got some
Sorry.
heavy hitters, you guys.
it
You know,
down.
I'm a lot of familiar names for the PUBG Mobile community. You know, we got some VIPs such as WPGN, Quan Deadshot, Shredder, Sama, Fate, Irene, Farouk Ahmad. We got Potato King, and I believe he goes by something else these days. I believe he goes by Yajid Gaming. Yajid Gaming.
Yajid.
Uh,
Yajid.
Yes. And we got Luna. Everyone knows Luna. We got E-Loves, Dan Fiji. We got a ton of heavy hitters today, and I'm just
Big Daddy
excited to see.
Fiji, mate.
I cannot wait to see what sort of action we're going to be getting into today. Now, it's important that the viewers understand we are going to be doing things a little bit differently than the standard classics. Our participants are going to be required to hot drop at one of the 2 imagination districts, essentially. Now, imagination districts are going to have a series of 4 positions of smaller crates. Now, these 4 positions need to all be occupied at the same time for the imagination crate to open. Now, that's going to have a lot of advanced supplies and a lot of heavy hitting weapons and armor that our participants are going to want to get an early hold of. It's going to be really competitive, and that's why there's that 600 UC payout for anyone who's willing to risk opening it.
It's going to be wild because I found this out yesterday. I was in game. I thought we had to go and put a person in each spot, but it's just whoever's the one there that opens the last little door is the one that gets it. So you can be a sneaky grub and you can wait around the last little bit and pop that top. You're an imagination crate lover. You just get on up there and open the thing and you're a winner. But you know, no one to be like that. Everyone's very upfront about these kind of things. Everyone wants what's due and only what's due. So it'll be interesting to see how we go.
Yeah, man. Now, it leaves me to wonder, what sort of gameplay are we going to be getting, you know, around the mid to end game? Because, you know, with so many players dropping hot right off the bat, I mean, we're only working with 16 teams. So this could go one of 2 ways. I mean, either we're going to get...
Talk me through Red Eyes. Everyone knows that you are a hell of a host, that you're out there, you've got your finger on the pulse of the scene. When people want to know what's up, they say Red Eyes is what's up. Who do you think out of these captains over here on the left, which team is going to get up and do the dance? Who's going to win the whole enchilada?
Well, I don't want to put out too many early predictions, but if I were to go right off the bat, I see we've got our main man Fate as a team captain on here, and I kind of hold him to that
Very
tier 1 expectation. I think that if anyone is well practiced at this point, Fate has got to be in that category. So that's going to be my first guess. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm torn, mate. There's a couple of big blokes in there. Danny Fiji's good. Shredder's an Australian, obviously, so he's both handsome and a fantastic lover. But at the end of the day, I've backed Farouk in the last 4 events, and he's failed every time. But like a good horse, I figure eventually Farouk has to get up. So Farouk, this time, get it done or go home, buddy. I'm sick of this rubbish. You're making me look bad. Let's do it. Farouk.
That's all right. Now, brother, we are going to be kicking things off very shortly with the very first map ever introduced to the game, the one that our participants should be the most familiar with, should be the most synergized with. I'm, of course, speaking about Erangel. Now, what do we need to say about a map like Erangel? Well, it's basically the off-bred love child of Sandhawk and Miramar because it really is the perfect middle ground between those two extremes. Now, generally, that would leave a lot of the early gameplay fairly reliant upon the flight path to determine what sort of early game we end up getting. But as we just mentioned, this is a required hot drop right off the go. And so I think, regardless of that path, we're going to be getting some extra loving around these imagination locations.
Well, we're going to find out, aren't we? What kind of a person are they? What kind of a PUBG Mobile amigo are they? Are they the kind of is just going to drop in and hold, or are they going to drop in, fulfill their requirements, and then just run, get out of Dodge?
Yeah,
I want to see the guys that are running getting cut down in the field. That's what I want to see.
Listen, everyone can talk about the hot drops, but it comes down to pure skill, in terms of whether or not you can maintain that aggression successfully throughout the entirety of a match. And I think that's where we're going to really sort of see the heavy hitters come into play. But, as we reach just these last few moments before we kick it off, I cannot say how thankful I am to be a part of this and have gotten to the point where we are celebrating 5 years of the PUBG Mobile community, the PUBG Mobile lifestyle, and I think it's all going to culminate right here.
Well, here we go. Boys and girls, rev up your engines. We're about to start the plane ride into destinations unknown. Well, we know a couple of them. Quarry is going to be one. Stauber's going to be the other. But who is going to come out on top? It's going to be Farouk, in case you were wondering. That's what my pick is.
I'm gonna push for Fate, but I'm also gonna leave a little bit of wiggle room to be surprised in this case here. But anywho, we are kicking things off, and now you can see it
Nice
now.
plane.
Yeah, it's a nice little skin you got there, but not even the most opportunistic of flight paths. If this were a full map, in terms of everyone having dropped anywhere they wanted, but as we said, this has got to be a hot drop. You have 2 locations to choose from, and that's it. So let's get due to the action. That flight path is almost irrelevant at that stage. And already,
it's all about Quarry.
That's right.
All about Quarry.
Already we're seeing some early jumpers. It looks to me like Reaper and his gang are jumping northbound to the right location, the right imagination district. And they're not going to be alone. It looks like they're joined by Sinai as well.
I'm just interested here. WPGN,
That's
how
the
do you
most
get to
casual
this?
drop.
How do you get to this kind of level and have an outfit that looks like that, WPGN? We're looking for unicorns. We're looking for rainbows. We're looking for flashy sequins. But what really matters here is when you hit the ground, what are your little feetsies going to do? Show me what you got, buddy.
I mean, he can look casual while he's skydiving, but you can't look casual when you're fighting. And here we have it. WPGN and his gang already dropping alongside so many teams. And it's just an all-out bloodbath warfare from the get-go.
Oh, he's got a volley. He's got a volley. He's got a volley.
Goodness.
He's absolutely put the gun amongst the pigeons.
And yeah,
he's got another one.
WPGN dropped like a bad habit, and then no amount of time to even celebrate before his attacker is taken down. Saman with the newly buffed M249 securing a finish. All we can hear is bullets just raining down in a storm.
If you've got a problem with strobe lights and quick flickering images, do not look at the kill feed because that thing's going faster than a locomotive. Saman, hold an angle, buddy. Don't come out. No one, absolutely no one is safe.
Oh, and especially not against the likes of Quan Deadshot perched on the rooftop with that
I love him.
M762 barrel just aimed in, waiting for Saman to give a sliver, a hint of his head. Fate with
Right about
another
now,
takedown on
Quan's,
Dashi.
look where he is. Look where he is. He's right next to the little pad. He's a pad activator if ever I've seen one.
Oh, my goodness. And Fate holding the corner angle, trying to catch a line on anybody from Team 5 at this stage.
I love the fact that Team 6 has held form there. They've got a full squad in that corner, and they're starting to exert themselves, make their presence felt. Saman goes down. Number 5, you can't feel comfortable there. Number 6, Fate's squad, is it? Look, we all thought he was going to be very, very... Oh, I take it back. Someone just got deleted.
All right, well, getting eyes on Zalat here. Already equipped with that Groza and making good use of it as he just wrecks into Aurora. Just a few bullets, that's all he needed. He's down to 2 clips left, and he's going to utilize this utility for a finish, making it rain a little bit of hellfire here on Aurora. Falling just a little shy of the mark, and boy, he focused in, started seeing red, no pun intended.
Well, Zalat has opened the top deck. Now, he's got the extra points straight away. Does he get it for opening the crate, or is it the person that popped it that gets it? I think it's the person that opened the crate. Team 5 opened the crate and quarry, that's right, and they get the extra love.
That's right, buddy. And, you know, you got to say, and even if you are taken out fairly quickly after, there's something to be said about getting that instant payout.
Yeah, instant payout. He's taken the money or the box, and he's taken the money up front and left the box on the table. We'll never know what happens, but team number 6, they were looking for all ends, the actual dominant performance down there on the corner, and I've called it, and they've immediately been killed. So, Red Eyes in the future, you don't want to be backed by me.
Well, just as you said that, Frost getting a takedown on Fate and a quick thirst to follow by Yuji there. And, you know, honestly, the tale of the day, I would say, is karma, because the second anybody is getting a knock on somebody, they're giving up their location, and like sharks in the water, smelling the blood and hearing those shots, whoever is attacking anybody is going to get focused on almost immediately after. Getting eyes on Elise and the rest of Fate's gang here, they are still a full 4-piece, and regardless of what I said, you know, about Fate being taken out earlier, you got to remember, getting that second chance at life is going to make a real difference maker in the sort of gameplay that we see today.
Yeah, there's the early pace of the game, and they're all settling in now. People have had time to get their angry pills on and get all that business done. And now we're just seeing the teams kind of become who we thought they were. Their chemistry's great. The build is good. They've done a little bit of team bonding at the bowling alley. They've gone out, chucked a few lines down, had a beer or two. And now we're seeing the teams that really love each other. Look at number 14, Delphine. They're on the pup now, coming here around the corner. I think they've just taken out another squad. 16 teams left, though, so everyone's just coming back in and relaying. It's an early days settle in here for me, Red Eyes. Not much action now for the next little bit, I don't think.
Well, you know, as soon as I was ready to criticize Delphine for the 6X, you know, on the LMG, the 762 LMG, wow, making amazing use of it and bringing the team up to 4 kills, literally doubling their kill count in a matter of moments.
Look at this, a wonderful look here at the M249. I'm not a big fan of the M249, but MV Power seems to be making it work. No defeats yet, 0 kills, but still looking confident with the M249 as they hold this back end, the south corner of the quarry tilt. What's going to happen here if the circle moves? This will be pretty brutal.
Yeah, that's right. And so if anyone is unfamiliar with the nature of PUBG Mobile and just tuning in for your first time, the way the games generally work is the dead zone will shrink and shrink, further limiting our participants' options in terms of where they can occupy, and it also will deal out more damage as the match progresses. So yeah, your location is going to be a pinnacle factor in determining what sort of tactics you can implement here. And already we're seeing Power just holding a position of, well, I don't want to call it a position of security, but it's not a bad angle. He's got 4 walls surrounding him and a nice little area to overwatch and peek from. So it is coming with some purpose.
I think you're right. It's got some purpose. It's got some intent. But my big problem here is there's like 25 other squads here with the same concept. and there's can only be a certain limited amount of railway when you're leaving this place. The tracks all go one direction. There's not a lot of vehicles. I am going to be very excited to see the Blue Zone make some MVP level decisions on these guys.
That's right. And I say this quite often. And I don't care who you are, what tier you're playing in. You can be tier 3 open community, tier 2, or even a tier 1 pro. Nobody, and I mean nobody, has a higher KD than that blue zone, Bushka.
Smack on, buddy. And I see Rolex in the chat there. G'day, Rolly. The king of lights out. Someone said bring back lights out. The original power bag squad. Why not? They just won that Galaxy thing. This looks like an absolute rip snorter of a game. Still 16 teams left, 62 remaining. I do love this, like Red Eyes, how this extra recoil, it does encourage this very aggressive gameplay early.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And just the requiring them to drop hot here, this instant action. I mean, we were met with an onslaught of bullets right from the get-go.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, Gassan taken down from behind, trying to get to a position to cover, but it is all for naught as he is eliminated by Luna PUBG's amazing team there. Quickly switching
Luna
over.
PUBG. Very dangerous. Very dangerous in the type.
Woo! Speaking of dangerous, AJ making good use of his weaponry, getting some easy claps in the mix, and bringing the team up to 7 kills already.
Big numbers early, but there's plenty of kills still left. Plenty of chicken on that bone. A cavalcade of love coming out of the Luna squad there. And we're down to 3 units of measurement in the quarry vicinity. It's going to be a very difficult exit, but it's being made all the easier by these wonderful frag outs. Luna, I love the fact that those fences, they drive me absolutely crazy because they're just too high to shoot over, but they're too low to hide you. So getting that box angle there was a great play by Luna.
Yeah, and I gotta agree with you, man. It does seem, that positioning and tactics here are gonna be a little bit more extemporaneous because our players aren't as familiar, with these imagination districts as they are with, say, classics. But that's what makes this so exciting. Even 5 years into this game, it still stays fresh. It still keeps us on our toes, and this is exactly what the edge of your seat was made for, Bushka.
Yeah, right on, Donkey Kong. I do worry that my old fingers can't keep up with this because there is a lot going on there. Oh, look, we're seeing an exit. The Western Shores, they're heading out here. This is squad number 11. Toxic's covering that, though. We can see SK Toxic here, squad number 2. They've got an angle on the exit here, and everyone, Toxic going to the ground game.
Yeah, Toxic laying low here. Just not trying to bring unnecessary attention to himself, but he does have the looming threat of Luna and her team just in front of him. Now, this
he's got
little
no support.
bit, yes, exactly. Now, here's the thing, this element of surprise could be a pinnacle factor here. He's got a lot of opportunities, but in doing so, he needs to be cautious because the second he shoots, the rest of Luna's team is going to be aware of his location, and it could be his undoing if he ends up firing, even if he does secure a knock and a thirst.
No, he's a smart kid. Look at him, Toxic. He's moved back because he knows that the angles are coming from down below. Luna's hell of an angler and using this ridgeline here. So if anyone wants to come up and get stuck into him, obviously there's going to be the third party, the best kind of party. I spoke too soon. Absolutely drilled, and he's all alone on an island. There's no help coming for Toxic.
And getting eyes on Invictus here, just perched ready and waiting with that AK-47, moving up alongside his teammate as a singular unit. Looks like they are going to be advancing on AJ, but AJ and his gang are actually the deli meat and a peanut butter and trouble sandwich between the likes of Invictus.
No. The third party is fun when it's someone else. I'd rather be the fighting for hills, not holes kids up the top at number 11. There's squad number 11. But, that's a brilliant grenade. Get him in here. What a wonderful effort.
That was a 2 birds, 1 stone scenario if there ever was one. AJ is down, leaving it reliant on Sark, Ace, and VP. And boy, Invictus just wrecking house
here. This is
here.
for all the chocolate rations. Oh, no. Squad number 11 just using the hit point trades, trading everyone out, and looking every inch the winner here at the quarry. Well done, squad number 11, coming away with the, unless someone goes crazy and comes back. They are 250 meters outside the circle, so you'd think that they will be unchallenged for this. And they've only lost one member.
That's right, man. I
It was
mean,
a
this
pretty important
team,
member.
you are right, yes. But at the same time, give credit to where credit is due. I mean, we got Luna, Bunny Senpai, Yuji, and Frost are just putting up one heck of a performance. I mean, look at this. We got
Massive,
15 kills
massive.
between Bunny, Yuji, and Frost alone, and they're almost evenly distributed. That is really
Yeah,
impressive work.
the last one of these things, Luna went absolutely ham, but today it looks like Bunny Senpai and co are going to have to carry the torch. I am super impressed that even without the spiritual leader of the whole hullabaloo, Luna PUBG, they're still up at 16 kills. That's a massive effort.
Yeah. Well, we are going to briefly switch over to the Pachinki region where WPGN prepares for an altercation with Sanai, Abdullah, Jinx, and Schizophrenia of Team 16. And this is going to be interesting. We see WPGN utilizing a Mosin of all guns as he's advancing towards the opposition. Looks like he actually might be trying to pull a side flank to just reunite with his teammates. And understandably so. There's still plenty of time. We're only reaching the ending stages of stage 2 here. So you don't want to rule yourself out of the equation here too early on. It is understandable.
I'm not a big fan of this.
Caution.
Not a big fan, Red Eyes, because the Mosin Nagant's more like the Mosin Nagant, but it doesn't have the reload speed, the damage of the Car 9 or even the M24. It used to be the in-betweener, but now it's very much at the back of the line. And with the 3X, I mean, WPGN, everyone knows about him, 7 foot tall and bulletproof. But I mean, Mr. Flip isn't in the lobby, so WPGN is obviously next up as the sexual tyrannosaurus of the crew. But that's a 3X on a Mosin. I don't care who you are. You're not wiping squads with that thing.
Well, hey, man, if you know anything about WPGN, you can never rule him out. He'll always keep you on your toes. Ooh. All righty. And we also see it looks like Fate still in the mix and getting some takedowns off in the distance, adding to his kill count. Anyways, while we are still here, just looking at, let's get a look at the map here. And as you can see off in the distance, in the dead zone, we've got members of Reaper and his team preparing for an altercation with Fate in the dead zone. All the while, yeah, and it also gives a real opportunity here for Ahmad, Dada, Terror, and Ramiz of Team 8 to pull a gatekeep. And I'm a little bit nervous, if I'm honest. I'm a little bit nervous for Fate or Reaper's teams.
Well, you can see that there is a help is on the way. There is an extraction coming up for squad number 8. They had a car, but this is the price you pay for going off piste, as they say in the skiing fraternity, heading all the way up to Stauber to fulfill your obligations of an Imagination Zone hot drop, and then the zone hard shifting southwest. And that's left a lot of people on the Foot Falcon struggling to breathe air that's not blue. I hope they can breathe underwater because it's going to get very ugly up there in the northeastern corner very, very quickly.
Yeah. I was just speaking about how this game has always stayed fresh and kept us on our toes. Well, you bring up a great point about, I hope they can breathe from water. Well, they can't breathe from water, but if you are familiar with one of the more recent updates, they can swim while knocked, and they can now be revived in water.
That is great.
And
yeah, that's so cool.
It is, and it's crazy how one little minor change in the game, how much that can impact the nature of the game itself. Just usually, previously, if you were knocked while you were in the water, you're donezo. Well, talk about extra chances at life.
Yeah. Look at the cards they've got up here. Squad number 17, they're not going to give it this. They're going to try and clear a couple of these vehicles. Squad number 10, they've got the whole convoy lined up there. This is another one of those walls you can't quite shoot over, but you can get help from.
This is Kashav and his team facing off against the looming threat of Sology Gaming, Samantha, Morty, and Play Mr. 365. Now,
did you see that? There's one bike between 4. This is where you find out who your real friends are.
Oh, gosh. Sology making some good use of the 6X M4. And it looks like they already have a knock on one of Sidhu's teammates, but it does not seem like they're going to be able to acquire that thirst.
Third party.
Yep, Saloji now finds himself the deli meat of this peanut butter and trouble sandwich as they're taking bullets elsewhere from multiple teams. It's not just going to be Potato King in the gang. It looks like it's also going to be the Thirst University boys in Shredder, Crazy J, Monkey, and
Shredder.
Dashi.
Another wonderfully handsome Australian up there. That's Shredder, my man Shredder. Keep going, buddy.
Ooh.
Good luck on the tilt. We haven't seen anything of Farouk and Co, which is good because when we see people that I've backed, they get knocked and thirsted very, very quickly. Number 4 here, you can see, look at the blocks. The blocks are up.
Yep, and it looks like Thirst University's sushi has already expired.
No,
that sushi is expired.
I can't
It's going to reduce him down to a 3-piece, and Morty is on a hard push. Monkey quickly bowing down, going prone, getting a little bit of geographical cover. Bringing up a great point, guys. You know, when compound cover becomes few and far between, that's when it really comes down to knowing the geography, the good hills, divots, knowing what cover is afforded to you, and that just comes down
it's
to
more
practice
important
and
than that, Red
experience.
Eyes. Parking.
What's that?
Who can park the best? Who can park the best? Did you see how these guys parked? Like a bunch of champions? Oh, disaster!
Man, I'm in my 30s and I can't parallel park. I don't want to talk about it. Well, we got Morty firing outward. He did deal quite a significant amount of damage there at the first, but not quite enough to finish the job. And as they say in the Vin Diesel scripture, it doesn't matter whether you win by an inch or a mile, winning's winning. And if you can't get that knock, it's almost like it never happened to begin with.
Well, this has turned tables very, very quickly. The thirst was all about squad number 4 at the top with Shredder and Co. But the zone has absolutely decided that third party wasn't necessary, and they've moved everyone a little bit further north towards the ridge line between, the Gatka Plains and the George Pole crates. Everyone's still up and about here, so a lot of gunfighting, but not a lot of results.
And, honestly, this is a bit to be expected, I would say, just given the nature of the size of the map, but alongside with the structure of this event itself, we can expect that early game absolute bloodbath warfare. Now, as these players are given that second chance at life, you can imagine them playing that a bit cautiously from that point until the end game. But as this zone shrinks and as we reach the later stages of this match, they're not going to have the option of laying low and letting the numbers dwindle. They are going to have to take on the fights that are brought to them.
Well, it's the result, isn't it, of having this recoil card. You get the hot drop followed by a long period of cooldown, and then the last couple of circles are ever more sweaty. And look at this. I mean, everyone between a rock and a hard place here. That is a great grand, but there is absolutely, they've got to get it clear. Oh, bad times at Richmond High. Squad number 10 in all kinds of trouble.
Boy, Mr. 365 keeping the pressure on multiple members of Kashav's team here with a nade to hold off one and then quick reaction time to retaliate and get a knock on the second member. This guy is on fire. We got Slochi.
This is not a fun compound.
53-round clip is not going to save you when you're burning like a bush here. Ooh,
yeah, this is a bad compound. There's no cover. The third party's happening everywhere. These guys are getting flogged in the open. Oh, I told you. There's the third party. Squad number 14. They have absolutely no respect, Red Eyes. No respect whatsoever for that gunfight.
I mean, literally, the moment you let that bullet leave the barrel of the gun, it was actually like they dropped at the exact same time. I don't know if I've ever seen that.
Oh, listen, I've played that compound at Final Circles so many times and just got rinsed in the gunfight as the circle shifts. It is a terrible place to be. We can see the top of the mountain here. This is a great place to be. This is number 1.
A little spray and pray tactic here as he cooks up a nade, throwing it through the smoke and giving it his best.
Great molly.
But
fantastic
the molly. Little bit of hellfire here, making the threat just burn up. Now that is not quite. And
Shredder and Co. Look at this. They're down the bottom of the mountain. Everyone's got to shift up here. That squad house is absolutely found money, but these guys are 200 meters outside the circle and a long way to travel, and no one is there yet.
Yeah, honestly, it's going to be a battle for positioning and claiming the good real estate, as tends to be the nature of PUBG. But here we see, I mean, Yoloji had to face that looming threat of Fate and his team before even attempting to rotate into the zone, and
Shredder
understandably
getting knocked in
so.
the kill feed there. I think they're pushing that squad house now. The metal is meeting the road. You can see down south, everyone is falling apart.
And now we are about to see what sort of advantage this high ground is going to give Saman and his team, and whether or not they're going to really be able to utilize this Overwatch. And it does not seem to be the case, as Reaper Ace just wrecks into him, and once again, with no time to even celebrate, no time for a hooray, he is down and dropped like a bad habit in retaliation.
Farouk's squad getting cleared in the kill feed there. Lovely work, though, from Samar and Co. They just hit point traded their way down the mountain there. They were outside the circle. They're back inside the circle now, I believe. Although, face it, Ramaz has just gone and thrown the best molly of the year. He's got a 4 or a 3 kill knock in the kill feed. That's number him. He is all on his Pat Malone over the side there, down to that little 3-house combo. It's really starting to heat up here. Red Eyes.
Yeah, and we see Faria of Team 6, Samaz team, really facing a lot of pressure here. All the while, Monkey of Thirst
Look
2,
at
the
Monkey.
final hope for the team.
Look at Monkey. Monkey's
Oh.
gone. Mate, he's got no chance. I would put money on him right now. He's got no chance. Prove me wrong, Monkey. Show me what you're made of.
Hey, this is PUBG, man, and anything can happen in the drop of a hat here. But I gotta admit, Monkey firing from outside of the zone like that definitely complicated the situation a bit for him. But no time to waste. We got Team 5 here. This is gonna be Kurdo really implementing that high ground positioning very beautifully, just keeping the pressure on Fate.
Elise. Elise has got no friends behind or in front. Monkey's coming through.
Oh, yes, the Monkey has stricken, and
Saman.
now it's going to be down to Saman for his team and Monkey for Thirst University. Can he keep the dream alive for his team here? Desperately trying to rotate into zone in a smoking vehicle.
That
His
is
moments
not
are
a good
numbered.
buggy. That's
Boom.
it. That's it. It's all over.
Yeah,
There's no way.
that's when a buggy turns into a dynamite stick. And here we have it,
Beautiful
guys, down
work.
to our final 2 teams, and boom goes the dynamite. All too literally, that is a wrap. And you've got to give it up to Kurdo, Gasan, Zalat, and Sama of Team 5. What a beautiful victory there, as they seal first place with, count them up, 17 kills between 3 players, Bushka.
Well, they absolutely did the best job rotating of anyone in that lobby, because they went to the high ground. And boys and girls at home, if you're ever in doubt as to which rotational aspect you want to pick the one that's high. It's much easier coming down a mountain than going up it. And the way they traded through Dr. Ace and Co. was a lesson, an absolute lesson in getting into a circle. They just traded knocks until Dr. Ace and Co. ran out of people, went down the hill, got in, and dominated from there. Wonderful stuff.
I gotta say, I 100% agree with everything that you just said, and I gotta give it up. You know, I don't want to toot my own horn here for predicting fate, but while they did finish in second, they were consistently on the aggressive end the entirety of that match. I mean, out there actively searching for the altercations, and I think they did so beautifully. They had quite a few kills between each of their players, and a really pretty consistent performance, all things considered. And
Very, very nice.
that's right, brother. And I mean, this is just that was just match 1. We still have 2 more rounds of action, mayhem, and strategy to get into. So while this was just the tip of the iceberg, now our participants have got a little bit of familiarity with the flow of and the structure of how this event is going to go. They know now that when they are starting off the match, there's no time for joking around. You're coming in guns ablazing, or you are out of there.
Well, I think what we've really got now is a little bit of skin in the game, as they say in the sporting parlance. They have a few negative aspects now. I mean, I'd be very upset if I had been cleared coming out from Samar and Co. Luna's little knockout at Quarry, big hits. I mean, you come out of Quarry with 16 kills. That's impressive. Everyone knows They've got a big feel for how it's going. And we're going to have a look at some replays now and just, check out what's going down in Funky Town. Talk us through this first one here, Red Eyes.
All right, brother. Let's get into it. So here we see it. We got Delphin here coming in with that 6X, just LNG 762 at the ready. Now, you don't often see it being utilized at a full 6X, but wow, talk about recoil control, just raining hellfire onto the opposition. Gets a quick burst, follows it with another to add on to it. I mean, talk about confidence and momentum in full effect.
Yeah, wonderful work there. An absolutely gorgeous effort with the 762 King. That's the 990 round per minute setting with full 6X. Do not try this at home, boys and girls. You're probably not good enough. I know I certainly ain't. I'm going to have a look at replay number 2 now. And here we go. We flash before my eyes. Production, send it on down. Oh, beautiful work here. Look at that. The Molotov high in the sky, right in the middle of the quarry. No scope grozer, straight down, good quick sprays, nice quick peaks, Molly doing the work. Oh, this is how you hold center. The buildings are up, the walls are up. We're just loving that most powerful position in the quarry.
And to be the proponent of dad jokes, that frost had thawed. It's hard to stay cool when you are facing mollies being thrown left and right, and then a groza afterwards. Boy, that is pressure in full form.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead.
Oh, here we go. I'm all pumped up and ready for number 2. I can't wait to see what's going on. I can't wait to see, we got the crate was open. Squad number 5 opened it. We had 15 or 16 kills coming out from one squad, and then more kills at the end from squad number 6. Samar and co. Was it squad number 6? Where's Samar?
That's
5.
Team 5. Yes. So Samar,
5,
Zalat, Gassan, and Kurdo, just a phenomenal first place finish, just aggressive as all get out. My question is, are they going to be able to maintain that? Now, what sort of factor is momentum and confidence going to play as we transition from match 1 to match 2? Can they maintain this sort of aggressive energy and do so effectively? Or are they going to say, hey, we've got 1 dub under our belt. Now let's slow things down a bit, dial things back, maybe not go to a passive standpoint, but maybe not so much all out aggressive. And let's try to, not put all our eggs into the aggressive basket, kind of make sure we reach that end game. I don't know. To me, I think, if you're a team like Samaz or Fates, and you did so well at that kind of aggressive level, why not keep that momentum going?
Yeah, I agree that there is a lot more in this kind of game mode where rotations are good and aggression is good, but the circle is particularly brutal when you get late here because there are so many squads left. Like it's a lot like a professional comp scene, maybe even PMPL or something where people are very good at maintaining team cohesion and maintaining their team all the way through to the end of the game, quite simply because you've got those recoils and such. So we're getting 43 people in the last couple of circles. That's a lot of people.
Oh, you're right. That is a huge percentage, and it's definitely a break from the norm, and something that should be emphasized 100%. Now, whether or not match 2 is going to be a remnant of the first one, yet to be seen. Now we see a lot of room for improvement, but I'm so glad that you brought up the PMPL because, guys, we are going to be working with the new official scoring structure, where these eliminations are going to be placing a higher emphasis than just placement altogether. So that means as we reach, this 5th year of the competitive PUBG Mobile esports scene, we're due for some more aggressive gameplay. We're going to see a shift towards these confrontations and a little bit of a diversion from the norm that we've known up until now, which is, to let the numbers dwindle, to make sure you've secured that placement before going on.
Well, there's no way around it. You can't do that anymore. You just can't. There's too many people. There's too many forced engagements. We saw the third parties at that very open compound just below the squad house at G-Pole. And that circle had gone to the squad house outside G-Pole, then Shredder and Co. would have been in an absolute mayor's office, driver's seat, middle of the fairway, happy days, chipping in. But Circle's a fickle mistress. If you rely on her, you're going to be in real trouble. Be
Well,
proactive.
ladies and gentlemen, there is no time to waste. We are getting right back into the action. This is match
What
2
a
of
shot.
3. This is match 2 of 3 at this point, ladies and gentlemen, of the PUBG Mobile VIP Anniversary Fiesta Infinite Imagination. Let's get it.
Yeah, here we
Now,
go. We've got another big hot drop here. This is going to be an exciting few moments. I hope your graphics cards are up for this one because there will be mayhem and panic on the hot drop. Every weapon will be utilized. People are going to be running around screaming. People will be on fire. It's going to be an exciting time for all. Not so much for the guys on the ground, but good for us.
yep. And just to remind anyone who, or if anyone's just now tuning in, these participants, as a break from the standard norm of classics, they are required to hot drop at one of the Imagination Plazas. And guys, these Imagination Plazas are only 110 by 110 meters. There's only 2 locations on the entire map, so you have very little wiggle room to move around, and you're dropping alongside just a concert venue, an audience that's just
Yeah.
you are shoulder to shoulder with your opponent.
It's an
So
instant party. There's no way
yeah,
around it. This is the instant party. Just add water and get absolutely wrecked. That's what we're looking at here. And we saw last game that they kind of split evenly. Some people went for the long drive. If you're looking at the mini map in the top right hand corner now, all you can see is just an absolute festival of parachutes, and that's how it should be.
and boy, we actually have a vehicle knock already before Thirst University even puts their feet on the ground. People are dropping like flies. I mean, players are becoming
Lie
raindrops
down,
in this
X-Fate. Lie down,
bloodbath
X-Fate.
storm.
Just lie down. Look at it.
I mean,
You can see the loot going everywhere. Someone's already triggered one of these stations. They're going straight for the high point score crate in the middle.
oh my gosh, AJ with a takedown on Frost. The Frost is thawed. Fate wasting no time with the newly buffed DP28 before being taken down in retaliation. Potato
Live
King
by the knock,
taking
die by the
Shredder.
knock.
Elov's dropping to
Look
an
at this.
S18. We got Samantha going down to a barrel. Marty going down to the UMP.
I mean, Red Eyes, you can't even begin to call it because it's just as soon as you start talking about it, they get knocked. Toxic
Yeah, as
doesn't
soon
have
as I
anything but
wanna give-
hopes and dreams.
As soon as I want to give flowers to someone getting a knock, that person is already
God.
off of the playing field and being respawned.
Look
Well,
at this. The
Toxic
SKS is
living
king.
up to his
He's
name.
got no bullets left. He's got
Hey
no
man,
bullets
sometimes
left.
all you need is an SKS and a dream. Bullets can come
That's
later.
all he's got. That's all he's got. Doesn't have a lot of choices.
Well, Toxic throwing a preemptive molly into the smoke here, just hoping for a finish, giving it his best guess.
Here he goes. He's got 30 rounds. He's back in the game. Come on, Toxic. Show us what's what, buddy. Oh, thirsty now. Hydrate up. Run, 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 run. Oh, why run when you can do that?
Ooh. Well, Ace takes a bullet to the face, and Toxic, even without the extended mag on that SKS, is able to single tap his way to victory right there and then.
This could be the new Cappy Gaming, mate. The tap tap king move over. It's SKX Toxic. He's got 1 round at the moment in the UMP. Toxic, reload. Reload, buddy. Reload.
Right.
Good work.
Now you gotta. Oh my goodness! All for naught. Just falling and barreling to the ground at the result of that utility, a nade being cooked up so perfectly, Martha Stewart couldn't have cooked it up as good. And nicely
Mate, that was
done.
wonderful work.
Oh man, well, Fate getting his second
is
chance
back.
at life. Look at this. They already are sitting on 5 kills to their name.
Yeah, look, it's a desperate battle between resources and risk. Everyone wants to get a gun. People need helmets. But if you stand up, oh, look, this is Stauber. Stauber, there's a lot fewer people here. This may be the smart play. Delphine and team number 14, they are actually looking like they are a chance of picking up the extra points on the Stauber crate. 17 are going across there now. All they've got to do is activate, I think, 1 more of those you can see on the right side of your screen. That's unactivated, and the middle crate's going to pop.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. And just a reminder, as that graphic said, 600 UC will be rewarded to each member of the team that opens that imagination crate. Well, Delphine trying to make it rain a little bit of a hellfire there, actually taken down instead from behind, focusing a little too much on Samantha and facing the consequences quickly. Now, this is an altercation between the likes of Reaper, Delphin, Moise, and Wisha, and their opponents in, I believe, Team 17, which is going to be Saloji, Samantha, Morty, and player Mr. 365. We saw
Yeah, we're crossing back
365.
to Quarry though. It's happening everywhere, and I think the problem with this is there's still 59 people left alive, and it's not getting any easier. Uh, I don't know. There's
Boy.
a lot of third partying going on. Everyone wants that extra crate points. I think squad number 5 probably got those a little easy at the start, and people are like, I can get that. Look at this. Here we go. This is the crate points. This is right here.
Well,
Squad number 14, Moisey.
Moisey scoping in with that
It's not open
newly
yet,
buffed.
buddy. Not open yet. Not open yet. He's waiting for the new iPhone to drop. No, not open yet, mate. Get back in the queue.
And Moisey now, just to point out, the DP28 is, as well as the M249, two LMGs that received a recent buff, and this is, I believe, a faster firing rate along with more damage. Bushka.
Well, they
Let's
didn't
see if it
increase the
works.
firing rate. They
All
made
right.
it very, very good in CQC, though. The hip fire on the DP now is the best of any of the LMGs. It's really impressive.
We got a prominent member of the PUBG Mobile community here, Illest MJ herself, getting the revive on her fallen teammate from a position where they don't seem to be getting too much attention here. They're going to have to lay low while their teammate heals up. All the while, Aurora...
Hello. Aurora's just missed him. Aurora just went for a walk on top of their heads. Oh, my God.
Well, Fairy strikes, and that is going to be a tough blow for Irene Shell, Donut Choppers, NRI, and Killshot. Gabby already looking from the ground here. She's been knocked, just hoping that her teammates are going to be able to secure a revive. All the while, Aurora looks to be advancing on her knock. And boom, yep, that is Killshot getting kill-shotted right there and then.
Well, Killshot's in an interesting position there because these will actually give you, obviously, how many players are left in the area. So it fluctuates. It goes up and down. But Killshot's on the outskirts, and it doesn't count you. And Killshot's teammate is coming back in there. So Aurora might need to be a little bit careful here because, oh, well,
Case in
that
point.
too. That
Well,
too.
And a great thing to note is that we just got to see that trampoline being utilized there, or at least placed. Now, this is a new feature. You can get these from crates. You can get them off the ground. But what they do is obvious. You know, you run over it, you bounce into the air, get that high ground. And this is a brand new feature also brought in alongside the dual purpose cannon. And if anyone hasn't been familiarized with that, you can launch objects or yourself through it.
Now, look,
Look at
I'm
Reaper.
going to go out on a limb here, and UD Reaper in squad number 14. I don't know who opened that crate because squad number 16 and squad number 14 were both there. I'm not sure who snuck up and grabbed the points on that one, but the judges will actually, the stewards will have to look into that. There's still plenty of chicken on the bone down here at Quarry. We're at Stauber now. This is Stauber. We're back to Stauber. And there's,
Yeah.
look at that volley. That's amazing.
Well,
Someone said, right, we didn't get the points. You can just have
Well-
a fire bath. Enjoy it.
Reaper knows that his moments are limited here. He's got a very brief window to try to secure this revive and now provide the cover fire before this looming on-pushing threat of, I believe that was Team 16. Yes, it was. That's gonna be Saloji, Samantha, Morty, and Mr. 365 approach the altercation. We see Abdullah cooking up a nade right then and there.
Yeah,
Oh,
look
pardon
at
me. That
lovely
was
grades. I've never
not
seen so
Abdullah,
many
Jinx,
throwables.
and Skits.
Have you noticed, like, there's just more throwables? There are more throwables at these parks than I've ever seen in my life. There
Well-
are grenades, mollies. It's an endless supply.
Yeah, and honestly, it does make sense to me, though. Yeah, I sort
Yeah,
of
it's great.
expected that. Yeah, and honestly, nothing is more satisfying than a nade knock, in my opinion. That is the pinnacle of dopamine and serotonin released in PUBG Mobile. Is that feeling when you get a knock, or even better, multiple knocks with a nade.
Nothing like a nade knock to get the heart started and the knees trembling. Aurora has been featuring heavily on the feed today, and you can see there the team X-Fate, no introduction required for X-Fate, an absolute monster of rock and roll. But overall, the team's also starting to pull the weight. We've got 12, 14 kills total. That's a lot of eliminations coming out of Quarry. We saw 16 for Luna's squad, but Luna came out of here minus the spiritual leader, Luna. Squad number 6 have come out of here, and they are fully intact and ready to party.
Yeah, and I just to put a little bit of reference and perspective on it, this is Fate's team who came in second in round 1 with 16 kills to their name. Here they are, not even finished with stage 1 of match 2, and they've already got 14 elims under their belt. These guys
It's like a
are
guaranteed 20 bob. Guaranteed 20 bob. You heard it here. Guaranteed 20 bob.
Well, here we go. Woo! Utilizing
that
53 round clip, that Bison, well, it's not going to be enough. 53 bullets ain't going to be enough to stop you from getting knocked right there.
Great trades again. Great trades again. Love it. Love it. Love teams just trading their way out of trouble there. It's a good squad. Quan Deadshot, he's taking his game to the tunnels.
That's right, man.
He's
it's a storm of bullets. It's a
big
storm
problem
of bullets.
here.
You gotta seek
Right,
shelter.
nice. The big problem here is if they park a car in the entrance to that little area, Quan Deadshot can't leave. And they're going to get stuck down here. I would put a buggy in the area, blow it up right at the entrance, and then just walk away. They're done.
Well, if you did that, then Toxic would have to sacrifice his name to you. Well, Saman, already
They're going to do it. Here they go.
3 kills.
No, they're not.
I think they
Why
are.
are they going to do this? They've got to do this. Come on, just park a buggy there, and they're done. They can't even leave.
You know what? This is actually might be their undoing, because in just moving around in these vehicles, that motor has given a little sound indicator to another looming team here. And I believe that's Elove's, Gabby, Illest, MJ, and Merciful. Whether or not they're going to get the line of sight on their opponents and winners of round 1, Samaz, Alat, Gassan, and Kurdo, yet to be seen. It doesn't look like it's going to work out.
I do love that they dropped up here to be safe, because they've done their hot drop duties. They've gone down, they've had a few kills, had a laugh, had a giggle with everyone. They've gone home early to get up the next day for work. And lo and behold, they get home and there's a house party going on in the front room, and there's no way around it. You're back in the gun.
Well, Saman, a little spread out from his teammates here, trying to provide a little bit of cover here against Quan Deadshot, 6 Scope, Zero, and Polo. Now, it does seem that that might... Forgive me if I'm... Oh, my goodness. Toxic just got wrecked with a beautiful distance takedown by Ace. Well, Fiji going to do a little preliminary boosting here, making sure he gives himself every opportunity to get to full health before engaging. His team already pushing a little bit ahead of him. And here we have it. This is what you were hoping for right here and now. Are they going to block the exit?
Of course they are. Why wouldn't you? Throw a grenade down there, stop them from moving forward. Go put the car in, blow it up, and Zero and Quan, they should know better than this.
That's the smoke, and
they're in big trouble.
They're gonna swim down this tunnel of smokes and try to catch the opponent unawares. But you're right though. That buggy option is just tempting as all get out. Saman is able to get to the exit.
You're 1,000 meters from the circle. There's another squad, and you're going to try and get the kills here. Just go and win the game. Just go and win the game.
Man, you're bringing up a great point. I mean, this is a marathon, not a sprint. You got to think long haul, long term here. But Zero kind of just stuck in between a rock and a hard place, cornered here, all things considered, just trying to hold off the opposition that he thinks is there. That's another
they've let him off the hook.
Smokes.
They've let him off the hook, Red Eyes. What do you think? I feel like they've just let Quan off the hook. And I love that they've let Quan off the hook. Because Quan's a beautiful human being, and I love you, Quan. But still, you're in the wrong place.
Did they really leave him off the hook? Because with the, that uncertainty in this cloud of smoke, I mean, they don't know that they're alone.
Come out, aren't they?
They don't know that they're alone.
It's like
they're alone.
Something's under the bed. You go and look. No, you go look first. I'll wait here for you. You go, Quan.
Nose goes.
You're spot on, mate. Elon's on the foot foul. The girls are running.
Yeah.
MJ, good to see you.
While they may only have 3 kills to their name, they are still a full 4-piece team. And Bushka, you know this as well as I do. You cannot put enough emphasis on being a full 4-piece come in game.
Yeah, come in game when you got to trade your way out of the trouble and you need the revives and everything. Just being a four to the floor is a lot better. You need that extra cylinder just to get you revving and rumbling. And this is a funny little compound here. Just a nice, easy trash loot for Danny Fiji and the co. Rolling up towards Potato Hill. I like this mid-map. Couple of compounds, couple of UAZs. Everyone's looking good, feeling great. Bit of face slapping in the dressing room beforehand. I love how these guys work.
Yeah, and if you are Dan Fiji and the gang, honestly, I think you got the right idea. You're reaching, the beginning stages of this mid game, and you've already got 11 kills under your belt. Yeah, it makes sense to lay low for a bit. Yep. Give yourself a breather, recalibrate, make sure you get your resources replenished, and then prepare yourself for what's going to be a absolute onslaught of an end game.
Well, we've got 3 members here, only 3 members for Luna's team. I don't know. We've lost 1 member of Luna's team. If they can pull this out, it'd be an excellent effort. But, I mean, if anyone can, Luna's and Bunny Senpai and Frosty, they're a good chance. Very good players.
Yeah.
Very good.
I'm glad you bring up them entering as a 3-piece, already coming in off the bat with less manpower, less guns, less resources to utilize here. So they're coming in at an immediate disadvantage. And so, yes, seeing them with 2 kills so far, firing outwards at Fate's team. And that's actually Fairy taking minimal damage, all things considered. But,
I was just impressed that Luna got a smack in there because that was a lightning quick reaction.
Well, hey, man, you already said it. If anyone can do it as a 3-piece, Luna and her gang are going to be on that list. Oh, all the while we're having an altercation between Potato King, Oh Baby, Maria, MV Power, and what looks to be that's Fate's
There's a lot
team.
of confusion. I'm just putting it out. There's a lot of confusion at the top of that hill. People are rotating very, very randomly here. There's a lot of confusion. I want to see crisp, fast, hard rotations. Fate holding an angle.
Let's see the man, the myth, legends, the tier 1
Gotta work, baby.
beast. That's right. Some preliminary utilities coming inbound. Seeing if he can get an easy knock here with that nade. And he does get the burn. Knock. Burn, baby, burn. Potatoes on fire. Fate is just...
Where else would they be?
He is a CQC, close quarter combat annihilator, coming in with that M4. Look at the damage that he didn't take. Look at the damage that he didn't take.
It's ridiculous. Beautiful squad work there too. They got good angles. I know that these are safe places to be if you're in a squad, but once people get to the other side of that ridge and they spread out, you're a sitting duck. You got to be proactive in those situations and find angles with angles. If you let them take the space they want, you got to push back.
I'm so glad you said that, Bushka, because that brings up a great point. These tinier houses and the shacks, they can be 4 walls of false security here. And I mean that to say that, you might have a compound that you're in giving you some cover from the opposition, but when one nade, one molly could be the difference maker between life and death, it's not that safe. It's fish in a barrel.
Isn't it great to see Michael Phelps back in PUBG Mobile? I've missed him. He's not only has he won 300 medals at the Olympics, he's a wonderful PUBG Mobile player too.
Well, Dashi is going to be just holding her breath and counting the seconds underwater here because it does seem that she is very close by Sanat, Abdullah, Jinx, and Skits. Skits has the Overwatch region here, and one little angle on Thirst University's Dashi
I don't like this. I don't like this at all, Red. I don't like it because none of them are inside the circle. And holding out for one person in the water is one frag. But have a look at squad number 5. They're on the edge, in the circle, on the high ground with vehicles. You got to move. You got to rotate smarter than this. There's 38 people left. You're not winning it. You're not winning it there.
Yeah, honestly, prime real estate. Prime real estate is an important factor, especially come in-game. And the fact that we've got Samaz, Alat, Gassan, and Kurdo getting this high ground with some security here in the shape of these ruins, on top of the ability to overwatch in a 360 degrees all around them, it makes them a very formidable threat here.
Yeah, the tower at Ruins is absolutely remains one of the premier positions of power in PUBG Mobile as Tadashi, aka Michael Phelps, takes another deep lungful and goes under, diving for oysters again. There's an AMR in the airdrop. That's lovely, Tadashi. I don't know that you should be there.
Well,
Oh, squad number
I
six,
gotta
then. They
agree.
are
It
rotating.
does. I gotta agree. You know, Thirst University playing the slow game right at the moment. But look here, we got Gassan just raining the bullets onto
This
the
is ugly.
opposition on Eloves' team. And will they? Yep, that is a Nox on her. Eloves herself taken down by Gassan right there. And then all the while, Shredder of Thirst University and Crazy J being taken down for Team 4.
So we just lost a whole squad. There was 38 people on the board a minute ago, and I would suggest that that number is going to get a lot shorter very, very quickly as Ruins becomes the absolute mecca of disaster. This is a horrible circle if you're trying to rotate in. A lot of open ground, a lot of high spots you can be sniped from. This isn't fun.
Well,
go to the ground game.
how fitting that you know, to go to Ruins where your dreams can get ruined by Gassan and the gang.
We're down at 25.
Look
This
at this
rotation
already.
isn't done yet either.
Oh boy, well now Saman in putting out those bullets
24.
into the air, he puts his location up like a homing beam for members of Team 16, Sanat, Abdullah, Jinx, and Skits. And no time to waste because they also have Dan Fiji's group here to focus on. It is multiple threats simultaneously. And Stark gonna try to get a lucky nade here, just going off a sound alone, falling a bit short of the mark.
Squad number 13 were much better last game. They made it a little bit further to the top of the ridgeline, and they did get cleared by Saman and Co. So even though this is the last member of squad number 13, there are some real revenge connotations to this
there
one.
we
If he
see
can-
it.
Oh, I love it.
Dual purpose
Great work,
cannon.
X-Fate. This is a god spot.
Boy,
Absolutely
Fate,
insane.
yes!
Stay up, buddy. No.
I don't
greedy.
care if he's
Super
eliminated
greedy.
right now. If he's eliminated right now, that is 9 kills and a minimum of 11 knocks to Fate alone. I'm not talking about his team. I'm talking about him himself. The team has 18 kills already under their belt. Well, no time to waste here. Sidhu, I believe he goes by Zakashab.
Well, there was a team in each house. Everyone take a seat because this is not done yet. Squad number 10 over there have got someone to get up.
Ooh,
That's a great molly. That's a great molly.
Here's the thing: is even if that molly doesn't hit the mark, it keeps Fate and the gang from being able to utilize that first story of the house. It holds them.
Oh, but allow me to
constricts them the
retort.
second story.
There comes the grenade. Is that going to go any better?
Well, we're about to find out. Look at this. Fate now up to 10 kills. The team riding on 19. They're about to hit that 20 bomb like you predicted. And goodness knows, Elise holding steady with that newly buffed DP and just trying to give a little bit of.
I'm really
guessing
impressed
shot.
with squad number 10. Squad number 10 have managed to make a game of this. And considering how aggressive Fate's pushed in, the double knocks that came right at the start, this is still anyone's game at this little 2-house fight on the edge of what is a very intense circle.
Yeah,
big push,
100%.
big push. They're going to
But
trading up.
I'm glad you bring up Fate's team in that light. Not only have they been aggressive, but I think what a lot of it is confidence, momentum, and just comfort and synergy with their teammates because they're clearly feeling themselves right now. They're going around actively seeking the fights. They don't need the downtime. They're out there actively searching for the fights, and it's paying off beautifully.
This is the best bit of real estate on the entire map right now. Everyone that was fighting down at Ruins was fighting for nothing because the circle has shifted north and Fates and Co. I love this angle. Look at this. Squad number 6 going out long and hard and making an absolute nightmare. If they hold an angle on the flank as well as holding these two houses, they are going to reap the rest of this lobby.
I'm so glad you brought that up because Fate's team implementing what for a brief moment there, it almost looked like they were going to utilize.
They got good intelligence on that.
Of course, man. We're gonna utilize it. Almost looked like a term I called the boa strat, and that's either a 2-2 split, a 3-1 split, or a 1-1-1 split surrounding your opponent and constricting. Now that is a tough tactic to pull off. And, you know, if anyone is going to give it a go, I would expect it from Fate and his team.
We're about to find out who the circle loves here, Red. Buckle up. This is going to be interesting.
If Fate, you know, add icing onto the cake. Luna with a great knock on Aurora. Aurora did cleverly shroud herself in a cloud of smoke before even engaging there, and that might be her saving grace. Luna, taking a lot of retaliatory fire, reduced down to a fourth of her health, is able to heal up.
Good risk, good reward. And they've got both the healing smokes and the walls out. We're seeing the whole gamut. Oh, X-Fate, look at this. The ramp is up. I want to be an architect, he says. I'm sick of a professional PUBG Mobile career. I want to build houses. Up you go, baby.
We all remember the infamous runic mode and the ice walls that came with it. We missed it, and guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Something similar has been greeted with us for this 5th anniversary. We've got these blocks now. They come in 3 shapes. You can use them as an elevator, you can use them as a bridge, or you can use it just standard as a wall to get cover behind. But boy, oh boy.
The problem here, big problem, is that everyone is fighting to get into the circle, and Fates and Co., they're just holding an angle. So they don't have to do anything here.
Yeah, they were given the luck of real estate and good positioning. But on top of that, Fate giving himself high ground when high ground was not afforded to him, really utilizing the items that are brought forth to us in this event.
There. Big knock there. X-Fate going down. They got a sense that that is their opportunity for a rotation. They say luck, but
their heavy hitter.
I mean, my old man always told me luck's when, you know, effort meets opportunity. And X-Fate and Co. pushed hard to get those houses, won the fight. Let's see if they can turn it into gold, into found money here as the circle constricts and the actual, like, X-Fate is just healed up.
Yeah,
he can do this. I think he's got it.
Honestly, I'm not ruling anything out of the equation here because both of these teams are sitting at, I believe, 22 kills. 22 kills per team.
22 kills.
Absolute warriors going at it here. And these are the same 2 teams that faced off in the in-game of round 1, Bush.
Yeah, and you know, those blocks, they don't have a lot of hit points. Saman's knocked X-Fate again. X-Fate overplaying a hand and getting cleared. This is a disaster. What a team number 5 is.
Well, listen, you know, sometimes you can't fight fate, but then sometimes you can. And here we saw one of those you can situations. Elise getting ready to use the dual purpose cannon. She's going to shoot.
I want it. I want it. I want it to work. Make it work, Elise. Oh, come on. Press the button.
Tease. And look, the sun coming in with the side angle.
I'm impressed. I am so impressed. They had everything against them.
Hey, man, lightning strikes twice. Lightning strikes twice. And when it strikes twice, it ain't a coincidence. That is 2 dubs back to back. And doing so this time with, count them up, 25 kills. Ladies and gentlemen, for a bit of perspective, I believe we only started off with 16 teams. That's 64 players. You know, that is just all out bloodbath warfare.
12 eliminations. 12 eliminations for Hassan. That's a lot of kills. I mean, that's a lot of kills.
Yeah.
12 kills in a 64 player lobby.
Yeah. And you know what? There is something to be said about consistency's sake here. You know, Fate and his gang absolutely running head to head with Sama and his team. I mean, they were both dead even at 22 kills per team when they took on that in-game altercation. Well,
okay, we're going to have a look at a replay here. Red Eyes, you want to talk us through the first one?
Oh, sure, man. Well, here we see it. Reaper holding that high ground, securing the knock on Samantha before quickly reprioritizing his position and noticing that there's an enemy a couple feet away. Easy claps from there. And now feeling that confidence factor, able to get that 3rd one as well. And just putting a lot of pressure on Sinai. But that's...
Let's have a look at another one of these ones here, Red. Go on. Bring it on, baby.
Well,
this is X-Fate showing the absolute brilliance of CQC. This is tier 1 scrims, as Red was saying, and applying pressure from all sides. You can't see the rest of the team, but it's like the Cowboys and their kin pouring in across the fields. Absolutely brilliant work there.
Yeah, Yeah, man. Honestly, that's the kind of match 2 that I would expect after that absolutely action-packed cluster bomb in match 1. I expected our participants to take what they learned from match 1, come in a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more ready, a little bit more predictable in terms of what's going to happen at the end, at the beginning game, and what's going to happen at the end game. And you know what? We saw it. I mean, the kill rise from match 1 to match 2 almost doubled. I mean, we saw 23 to 24 kills there at the end before the 15 kill game that they had in round 1. I mean, this is just, 14 kill game that they had in round 1. I mean, these players, not only are they just showing what 5 years of practice in the comp scene will do, but boy, they are just ramping it up the more confident they get. And who's to say what the limit is? I mean, you don't usually see 25 kill games in classics.
It's a lot of.
This is different.
Well, I think the rest of the lobby has to be a little bit worried now, because the first game, squad number 6, they rotated very, very well. They got the prime position and they dictated terms from there. But this game, squad number 6 were well outside the circle. They were surrounded on all sides and they cut a swathe through the ruins area, rotating up towards those houses where Fate and Co had it laid out on a silver platter. All they really had to do was hold serve and wait for everyone else to fall apart. And squad number 6, they did it from the front the first game, but they did it from the tough yards. They did it from the weeds this game. I'd be very worried if I was the rest of the lobby here going into game number 3.
I mean, you want to talk about worried? I would be worried if I was Sama and the team that had both of these dubs in round 1 to get both of those victories, but be trailing by the same team who's done so well in terms of eliminations. I mean, so yes, you've got 2 dubs out of 3 matches, but you can't let that false sense of comfort get to your head, because fate is at your heels.
All right, I think we're going to go to a commercial break now. We're going to see some of the finest content creators and PUBG Mobile partners that you can find in the game. Roll it, baby.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Farooq Ahmed. Happy 5th anniversary PUBG Mobile and team and every single one of you. Guys, I really want to congratulate the PUBG Mobile team for completing half a decade of one of the amazing mobile game. And guys, there is a couple of questions PUBG Mobile want me to answer those one. The first one is how the PUBG Mobile impact me inside and outside of the game. So the inside is back in 2020, I start the PUBG Mobile custom rooms called the last person holding the Georgia Pool squad house will win. And till today, those are the iconic custom room I still host. And the outside is thank you PUBG Mobile and team for giving me a chance to meet up one of my favorite content creator from North America, the Power Bank. Last year in San Francisco at PUBG Mobile 4th anniversary. The second one is if I go back and what would I advise myself who is just start playing PUBG Mobile. Guys, as a content creator, I would love to tell myself to start posting early as possible. The third question PUBG Mobile team ask, if there is an airdrop, what you want to see in that airdrop. I really love to see the Babe set that came up, I think back in 2019. Thank you PUBG Mobile and team, and guys, happy 5th anniversary. See you guys in the battleground.
Hey guys, Arishal here. PUBG Mobile has sent us some questions and we're gonna answer them together. What's your most PUBG Mobile related experience inside or outside the game? My PUBG Mobile experience outside the game, I would say, was when I got to go to my very first PUBG Mobile esports event in 2018 in Dubai. It was PUBG Mobile Star Challenge and it was the best experience ever. All around you is PUBG Mobile, fans of PUBG Mobile, pro players of PUBG Mobile. I would love to go to an event for PUBG Mobile again like that. If you had the chance to go back in time, what would you tell your past self who just began playing PUBG Mobile? So I would tell my past self who just began playing PUBG Mobile to play more matches. At the beginning I didn't do it, but I'm telling myself now, if I would have, I would have. Last question. If you were to obtain an airdrop crate from PUBG Mobile in the future, what would you hope to receive? I love collecting anything PUBG Mobile, so I think I would love to have small figurines of items from in-game, maybe like an arm, a ghillie suit, something like that. That you would find in an airdrop crate actually.
What's your most PUBG Mobile related experience inside or outside of the game? One of the funniest memories for me actually is when I first started playing the game, I came outside from work, heard an airplane, and I looked up for the airdrop. Swear on everything, looked right for that airdrop. And I know you guys have done it too. If you had the chance to go back in time, what would you tell your past self who has just begun playing PUBG Mobile? I would tell my past self to thirst everything. Like, way too many people crawled away from me and got revived. Like, no way, dude, thirst everything. If you were to obtain an airdrop crate from PUBG Mobile in the future, what would you hope to receive? I would hope to receive a crate full of UC, because I like looking good in PUBG Mobile.
My most memorable PUBG Mobile experience was back in 2020 when I was contacted by Powerbank and I took part in my first live PUBG Mobile event as a content creator. Since then, the game have impacted my life massively. If I were to go back in time, I would tell myself who has just begun playing PUBG Mobile to set the layout, make a lot of content, and for sure, use gyroscope. If I were to obtain an airdrop crate from PUBG Mobile in the future, I'll want to receive the Babe set.
If you cheat, you will get banned.
Well, thank you for those kind words, all you wonderful humans. Great to know how much you've got out of the game and how much the game's given to you. It's a beautiful thing to be part of the 5th anniversary celebrations, Red Eyes. How about yourself? How you feel for it?
Man, I feel blessed to even, get the opportunity to cast something like this. This game has, over the past 5 years, completely changed my life. And to be a part of celebrating this with the community that we've come to know and love and that have become some of our best friends, it's kind of surreal, man. I'm cannot wait to see what the future of PUBG Mobile is going to bring.
Yeah, it's just a whole lot of fun and giggles. As my wife says, you don't even have a real job. So I think it's spot on there. And I wouldn't have that ability without PUBG Mobile. And we've got one more game in the bag here. Game number 3. It's been lay down misère so far. All Samaran squad. I have not seen my pick Farouk once on camera. I've done it again. I've cursed him.
I was about to say, there is something to be said about the infamous caster curse. And, for those of you who know me, I do cast quite a few events. And anytime that I give flowers to a team or a player, you can just bet your bottom dollar that they are doomed from that point.
Farouk's probably going to send me not so much flowers as a tersely worded message on Discord. Hey, Bushka, how about you stop backing this horse and go and find someone else to send to the bottom of Davy Jones's locker?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the 3rd and the final round of the PUBG Mobile 5th anniversary Imagination event. I mean, we've got only just 30 minutes at best separating us between now and who's going to take home that gold medal, first place, $2,000 to first place. I mean, $500 per person. That is going to be some beautiful, beautiful spending change in your pocket.
It's going to be a good time for all the family. That's a whole lot of dinners out. I do like the concept. I really do like the concept, though, of finding out who the leader is on the plane. I want to find out which one of these absolutely blinged out amigos has put the most UC through the machines. I'd love to know.
It's hard to believe that the plane's staying in the air because it's just loaded with nothing but whales.
A lot of money would be on Farouk. Farouk would win. That's what he'd win.
Yeah, and I'm curious, what's going to happen as we enter this final round right now. Can Zalat, Gassan, Samana, and Kurto maintain this victory that they seem to be holding over everyone, or are Fate and his team right at the heels of Zalat and the gang? Are they going to be able to become kings of the hill? And I don't even want to rule out Lunas and Frost in the gang because they've been doing phenomenally, and they had that third place finish with 6 kills last match. Anything is still possible.
Oh, I feel rough for Luna because they did lose a squad member. I don't know if we've replaced the 4th member of that squad, but it's like replacing, a wheel on the car. You can't. Luna's a finely balanced machine. That's 4 people moving in sync with one purpose and one goal, and having a wheel off doesn't work.
They must be a 3-seater here because those 3 wheels are rolling just fine. They got a bronze medal 3rd place.
They're going downhill.
Well,
they're going downhill with the clutch out.
We're about to find out, man. I mean, this is where all that talk becomes secondary here. This is where you back it up with action. It all comes down to this final match. Who wants it the most? Who is going to be the victor of the PUBG Mobile 5th anniversary VIP Imagination Fiesta?
This is a brutal flight path because it is so south that I don't think anyone else in the plane can really get north to Stauber. Farouk and Co, you can see them here. I feel like they've taken pity on them for the caster's curse, but this is going to be the busiest quarry drop we've had. I believe we're going to have just about the entire lobby trying to land on a postage stamp down here in the southwestern corner of Erangel.
Yeah, man. If there's anything that's predictable in PUBG Mobile, it's unpredictability. And that flight path is a factor of luck or the lack thereof because, boy, oh boy.
It's a long way out.
You can plan out months
Red.
in advance. You could have practiced everything, but that does not mean that you come prepared for a introductory flight path to ruin your day.
Hello, just you and 50 of your closest mates. Someone's going to get shot out of the air here because they are drifting in. This is an absolutely disgusting flight path.
Kurto has the right of it. Getting a vehicle, and he could drive in over all these bowling pins of players.
I like what Irene's
I want to see if he can get a strike.
Irene's looking for a third party.
Oh,
Irene's like, just give me a gun. Give me a gun.
Gassan wastes no time. Gassan already with the first knock of the game after 2 dubs back to back. They're already just raining hellfire onto WPGN, Toxic Vengeance, and Little Spoon.
He loves is very late to the party, and there's a thing about being fashionably late.
There's
a thing about running in nude, as he loves going hand to hand, throwing hands, chucking bombs, and then everyone's out. Because X-Fate says, I've got a Scarrel.
Eloves broke the first rule about... Eloves broke the first rule of Fight Club there. Come on!
This is
with
ridiculous.
a monster nade!
Get out of it. Irene's gone all the way in.
Just keep it. Go back to aerial view. Go back to aerial view and just hold it there. There's no way to capture everything going on all at once. Zalat rains onto Shredder. Shredder's out of there. AJ taken down by Sidhu. Zalat gets the finish on Shredder with the DP28.
X-Fate in the middle of everything up the top. They've just actually called in the first sensor. You can see, I think there's still one sensor that we can't see there on camera that hasn't been called in yet. The middle's going to go up in not too long, and everyone up there is knocked. Danny Fiji down. Morty's down. Look at Terror at the top.
You know what's
Farouk's squad have gone to the warehouses.
It is Fate, and his team securing the same bit of high ground in the Imagination Plaza as before, getting that tower and just raining onto everyone else around them.
I think they've opened the middle. I think X-Fate and Co have opened the crate. Is that correct? Have we already got the crate open?
If so, that's just an extra 600 UC.
Yeah, it's gone up. It's gone up. The crate's there. They haven't opened it yet. It's there. They're desperately trying to get up the top. Look at it. Dr. Ace going for the crate. He wants the points. Or is he going to go for the revive? No, he's gone for the revive. Danny Fiji's called him in. It's there for anyone.
Oh! And Terror
the cornucopia
with a bit of terror on his own at the hands of Fate and Fairy coming in to try to secure a finish, ultimately taken down in retaliation. Shredder getting
Dr.
WPG
Ace.
in.
But look, the middle. Look at the middle. Dr. Ace is racing for it. There's the extra points. All he's got to do is reach out and touch it. Just him.
Oh my God.
Just do it, buddy. You can do it.
Well, it's a risky one to push. There's a reason there's a UC prize pool on it. Oh my goodness! Ace, just boy, oh
X-Fate
boy.
strikes again. He's not going to let anyone get that crate.
Sometimes
one's
pocket
touching it.
aces aren't going to be the winning hand. As we know in poker, that is a false sense of security there. And boy, he fell for it as hellfire just rained upon him. Luckily, he had Dan right there next to him, securing that revive. And look at him just
Danny
trying to lay low.
Fiji.
But one
I just
more
want that middle.
utility.
The dollars are
making
at the top of the stairs. All they're going to do is make 50 meters. And
But they're
X-Fate's like,
really-
gun, see how you go. Try it.
They're
Have a
really
crack.
risking
Do
it by sticking that close together, though. They're really just asking for a nade to come get their 2-bird, 1-stone scenario.
Yeah, like I think they know that if they're going to win this thing, they've got to get up the top. X-Fate, they've thrown another grenade at him. They've missed him again. He's holding the angle. He's the man between them and their dreams, Red.
Fate has no reason to change up what he's doing. It's working perfectly for him, and he's got the cover. Well, Fiji wrecks into Irene right there and then. She thought she had the element of surprise in her favor, but proven not. And look at this, Dan with 4 bullets in a vector. We know how fast that bullet clicks into that vector.
Got it. Squad number 16 have got it. I think they've dropped it out of the sky, landed, opened the crate, and stolen the thunder from everyone. Absolutely brilliant work on the bonus objective.
Yeah, hey, man, it doesn't matter how you get it done. If you get it done, you get it
Danny
done.
Fiji.
Well, Fiji taking a lot of hits. He only had 4
He's
bullets
got
to
no
speak
ammo
of.
left.
Yeah, I mean, his options were few and far between at that point. But look
I
at this.
feel so bad, Red. That's rough. Danny Fiji has sat there. He's Dr. They've come away with nothing.
Well, Invictus making use of a revolver, getting 2 kills, I believe, before being taken out by Gassan. Look at this, Gassan, Saman, and those are the winners of rounds 1 and 2, and they claim the victory at Imagination Plaza for round 3. These guys are on an absolute warpath. They almost seem unstoppable, Bushka.
Now, I think Sana has actually claimed the Stauber crate. So the crate here at Quarry is still available for those who are brave enough to reach out and touch it.
Did you see what just happened? Saman and his opponent. Yeah, well, of course, he's killing it, all too literally. But boy, him and his opponent had to reload at the exact same moment. Oh, well, looks like some cops came in to eat that donut. Donut chop is going down like a bad habit. Saman gonna take the shot right here now. Try to go for it, taking bullets in the process.
Has he opened it or not?
No, it takes a couple seconds to get that bad boy open. It's not going to be an insta open. It's going to take a couple seconds, I'd imagine.
I mean, I've ceased to be surprised anymore by squad number by squad number 5. They're just too good. They're very, very good. X-Fate held that angle forever. I don't know what happened to him. He's gone the way of the dodo. But they are pincered here, but I would still put money on them to come out.
Oh, you can't rule them out, but then you can caster curse them, and it's going to be a bison direct into Gassan.
No one wants me to back them. No one. I'm sorry, everybody.
Oh, here, speaking of the caster curse, Ahmad, we got eyes on him now. We got eyes on him with 9 bullets in his AK and 10 shotgun rounds. That shotgun isn't going to do much from that distance. He's going to have to push up if he wants to do any damage.
They're not geared up like Saman and Koa either, because they've been on the outskirts, third-partying this thing. They haven't gathered the loot that the others have gathered. Squad number 9 on the outside looking in here as they're looking to advance their cause. Ramez goes down to the play zone. Yeah, Farouk and Co, they don't have the stuff. They don't have the meds. They don't have the gear. This is a forced push.
Woo! Well, Aurora getting a takedown in the distance. All the while, Ahmad trying his best. He does secure a little bit of 7.62 ammo for his AK, but I didn't see him get a takedown there.
Yeah, no takedown. I think this is still anyone's game here. Here's trouble. Saman on the push. Come on, Farouk. No, can't be done. Man's invincible.
Yep. Saman now securing his 8th kill and the team's 17th. You can say it was luck in round 1. But after round 2, lightning striking twice, it's a tough go. But now, coming into round 3, and already with that many kills under your belt, it is undeniable what level of skill they're playing at. This is some top tier aggression. However, As I give them the flowers, those flowers catch on fire and
It's
take
not.
you down. I will not say a single compliment to another player out of pure respect to them.
No one wants their names in our mouths. Now, the thing I love about this whole situation is 9 and 8, they drop the edges and work their way in. No, Saman and Co, they wiped everyone in here. But 9 and 8, they did not have the stuff, and they are now so deep in the blue. This is and no one's opened that crate yet. It's still up there.
And you're right. They do find themselves a bit more limited in terms of supplies, which means that, you know, the chances of the Imagination Plaza really having a lot of utilities and you know, stuff to utilize are remaining there. It's slim. So they're going to need to get some kills in here and get their loot off an opponent. And that's going to be a tough one.
Well, they all want that bonus. They all need that bonus, particularly squad number 8. Like, they've got to do something here. Face it, Dada, he's trying to get up the top. They're holding out here. How long can they do this? Like, this is going to start burning them soon. And the late rotations, they're going to miss a spot. They can't go middle. Look at this. They all want that crate. It is fool's gold, boys and girls.
Yeah. Honestly, this is like, you know, one of those pro wrestling matches where they have to climb a ladder to grab the belt. But every time they climb the ladder, it's never going to happen. Something's going to happen. And you just are just in a line of sight of every opponent in the entire plaza.
I tell you what, they might not have a lot of meds or anything, but they certainly have a lot of Molotov cocktails.
Dada going to go for it. And I think this is going to work because everyone on Potato.
No mollies. No mollies.
Done.
He's got it.
Done. Get your loot. Get your loot. Oh, that's amazing.
Oh,
That's clever as all get out. Clever as all get out.
Now they're grinding. Now they're exerting some force.
And now he's got that level 3 armor and the high ground overwatch over Potato King, Power, and their third teammate. This is going to be interesting.
Ramiz is gone. He's out. I just too much blue, not enough meds. Dada holding at the top. You've got the bonus, but now you've got to get out of there alive.
Well,
I don't see it.
Immediate threat would be utilities. Mollies and nades are really the only way they're going to get him out of here. And that's enough to make a move, as long as they can make a move again.
He's got a knock. Are they going to be aggressive here? They've got the knock.
I mean, the numbers are already in their favor, aren't they? Yeah, because that brought it to a 2v1 right there. That might have been a bit of an error on Ahmad's team. A little bit of hesitation can be the difference maker between a dub and a second place. And I agree. I think that should have been a push.
We're now pushing out here to Yasna Polyan. You get Sana and squad number 16 doing the business in a very ugly CQC close quarters. Kill shot getting a knock there too.
I get why they call him Sana. That was a sweaty play.
That looks good. That's just short.
Just shy of the mark. Oh, but Killshot getting a Molotov cocktail knockoff in the distance. Terror really has a great positioning. Unfortunately for him, he just doesn't have the line of sight. I'm curious to see if he's going to throw a nade through that roof opening.
Potato King has an angle. Potato King has an angle on the far edge of that circle. He can cover the top, and they can then 2v1 Dada. Are they going to see it? Are they going to do it? Dada racing back to hook up with Terror. And I think he's made it out of there because Potato King was forcing the issue. We're seeing what could best be described as a stalemate here. No one can leave.
You know, you bring up a great point, and this goes to emphasize the importance of communication with your teammates. Really making sure you're giving good call-outs. Terror with the nice high ground position, Rex into him. That's going to leave Power as the last hope.
With Potato King.
Oh, you're right. Potato King with the off angle.
This could be it. Come on, he's got to hit that. He hits
it. You called it, Bush. You called it. You called it ahead of time. Potato holding that off angle.
MV Power's going to go to the blue zone. MV Power's going to go to the blue zone.
You think so? Yep.
Yeah, he does.
He does. That's a real opportunity for Terror for an easy clap there. He's going to actually not go for that 1v1. He's going to try to secure this revive. If Potato's got a nade, now's the time to make it known.
Oh, this is edge of the seat stuff. I love it. Potato's been very aggressive here.
I agree with
Ahmad. Can't get that revive.
Yeah, I agree with the revive actually. Because by the time they got here, that was the knocked member has already healed up. But well, And now Potato, who would have been dead, has he's given his team a second shot there. Now, I don't know if it's going to work, but I still agree with that revive.
Yeah, I think overall, look, just a really well played little 2v2 there. They did everything they could. Nice angles by Potato. They just couldn't turn it into money. And they both get to go away and have another crack at the title.
Well, just outside the zone, in the compounds of Yasnaya, is where Fate and the opponents in Kashav's team are going to face it out. And as you saw, we had an M16er on the roof, keeping the Fate and his gang held off at bay. It's Isajot quickly utilizing that grappling hook of the event mode and firing away, trying to get some lucky shots onto Fate and his vehicle. Does not look to be as connecting as he was hoping for, but
that is the most optimistic spray of the day there. That's a 400-meter attempt with a UMP. I love your effort, Sunshine, but that was never going to hit it. Fate and Co. live to fight another day. Big rotation to come out here from squad number 10. We're really just starting to see the big punches set themselves up for the late game. I reckon these guys, number 6, will go mid-circle, find a good compound, and wait for the lobby to come to them.
I disagree. I think they're going to go around looking for fights and come third party.
I guess they need it, don't they? They need to find squad number 6 and clear him.
Realistically, all they need to do, that Fate and his team need to do, is outlast Sama is a lot and get a fairly intensive kill count, because they are going to have to make up for the placement differential between first and second. And now that's not that many points, but it's 2 rounds of that already. So yeah, they do have a little bit of a differential to make up for, but we've seen it from them. They're comfortable in this aggressive gameplay. I think they're going to be looking for it.
We've seen Fate do this, but the one that we haven't, this is big news for the rest of the lobby. Elise and Co starting to pressure down on Scott.
This is the top 2 performing teams of the day. These are the gold medal and silver medalers.
They were looking for
having at it. Elise down, leaving it up to Fairy and Fate. And sometimes you got to leave it in Fate's hands. But Fairy going for the revive.
X-Fate coming in there. That was everything. Did they get Saman? I didn't see the kill feed. Saman was the last one up. But they seem to be happily moving along.
Listen, if
that's
you got...
huge. They're gone. They're gone. Saman's squad is... Are they recalling?
Then that's just not a victory confrontation. That is a long haul victory if they are able to keep that aggression continuing. If Fate and his team can put up a couple more kills past what Sama was able to achieve and get those caster curse. But if they can get that plus the differential in between first and second placement for 2 rounds, then they can come be the kings of the hill and take home that first place.
They were really hunting for them. I think they went hunting. You're right. You're spot on. They went hunting for them, and they knew they had to do it. Is it too late for recall? Are Saman and that gone for good? I think they are.
I think so. Wait. I saw S-A-N-A in chat. Oh, yeah. So we got Sama and we got Sana in this game.
Yeah,
so
Sana's still going.
All right. Well, Fiji of Team 13 here, just looming by the rooftop utility that Delphine is, just trying to enshroud herself in a cloud of smoke. But here comes the gang, and Ace is going to feel the pressure looming on him. Reaper making it rain some hellfire. Not connecting just yet.
Oh, Ace has had a very good run, but the outside looking in from Delphine, throwing these precision grenades. Ace is in a look at them. They've locked him in, but that's it. That's it. He's done. Come on, it's
nowhere to go, and he becomes a candle. Happy birthday, PUBG Mobile! We got Dr. Ace here. He is the birthday candle, and he just got blown out right there and then.
Jeez, that was great work from squad number 14.
I'm growing a whole cornfield of dad jokes. This is so corny what I'm saying, and I'm loving it.
Yeah, but I'm loving it, mate. Don't stop. Don't stop. What ain't broken,
of course
don't
I'm
stop.
Not stopping. Listen, I all that is missing is being a dad. If I was, 60 years old cracking these jokes,
I got
you'd
you
be
covered
like,
for
that's
that.
the GOAT.
I'll give you my card. And here we go. Squad number 6 now. They're moving on up to 14 kills. Look at Aurora. Aurora's taken the mantle, but they have lost Fate somewhere in the hullabaloo. As we were watching that squad fight, there has been a knock and thirst of the spiritual leader, X-Fate, with the 4 kills. Now, they got rid of Sama, They're up to 14 kills. They need a lot more kills, and they need to play with this aggression, but they're bleeding at the seams with one man down.
Yep, coming in at a disadvantage as a three-piece here, losing their heaviest hitter and probably their IGL. Luckily, he can still give commands after he's taken out. But will it be enough here? Because as we said, they are going to be the focal point here for the remainder of the match. They are the ones who stand the biggest threat to Team 5, Samaz, Alat, Gassan, and Kurdo, who won the first 2 matches, but eliminated earlier on here in match 3.
Well, the circle's starting to shuffle down here. 25 people left, 8 teams alive, and quite a few. Beautiful, Gren. Beautiful, Gren. That is and it's on top of the molly. And this is Bunny, Senpai, and Frost. So this would be clearing another direct contender for that number 1 slot.
Yep, and no one told Senpai that it's rabbit season. And
in the blue.
In trouble. Yeah, this is going to be where that... Yeah, this is stage 5. The zone is going to become a very, very formidable threat to all our participants. This is where it becomes less forgiving, and it starts taking some serious heaps of damage every second.
I think we're going to see Frost go down in the kill feed soon, but we're switching back to this fight at the compound just up the road, and we've got the wonderful work with the grappling hook onto the top deck there. You can see squad number 12. They're looking to change the angles and really pick things up.
Well, will merciful be merciful? I don't think so. And here we have it, pushing in up against the staircase. Now, what I like about those staircases, it's like the movie 300.
Why is holding a pistol?
Only so many can push up at once.
Nothing else left. Why is he holding a
Perfect
pistol?
example. Perfect example, brother. That is why the staircase is as advantageous as it is. There's only so many ways you can get up to that second floor without a grappling hook, and boy, were they ready for it.
Yeah.
It's going to be a trade. Go ahead.
Well, I just think that was a you've got to be all or nothing. You can't be a little bit pregnant in this game. You've got to either get up there or get down. You can't just have a little look up the stairs against these guys. They are going to knock you on your buttocks.
And those split moments are where it really comes down to practice and experience. There's no time to communicate those call outs with your teammates. I mean, you just have to be able to instantly react in the moment. And boy, did they do so beautifully.
They're back on top of the thing. And we see here that squad number 6, they have moved up to 15 kills. I don't know if they got that last kill on Frost. I think Frost might have actually gone out to the zone rather than give them the frag.
Well, Aurora is taking the mantle of the heavy hitter for the team in Fate's absence, firing upward at Terror, and it looks like Elise actually was able to get that takedown on Terror from the distance, just before they were able to get the cover of the hill.
It's gone to hell in a handbasket up here. Everyone's in the blue. No one's having fun. They all took way too much time to get anything done. Potato King's gone. He's not getting that off. Ta-ta, buddy. And that's it. That's it. And look at the mayor's office, the best part of the map. And it's squad number 6, and they've ripped another couple. Can they get it before someone else thirsts them?
Oh my gosh,
I don't know if they got those kills.
Getting the vehicle to explode, really going to put a damper on the opponent's day. Now, Aurora, oh, look at this. Witcha really utilizing these walls here, and beautifully so. That could be the split difference maker between their vehicle making
trying to keep that car alive. They're trying to keep that car alive.
That's their only real hope.
And Aurora and co are absolutely adamant that they're still tapping away at it. They're moving the car around. You can hear the bullets hitting, just desperately trying to hold on to a vehicle.
And there it is.
This is a horrific, horrific circle.
I thought I saw a little movement, meaning that the vehicle exploded. Not quite yet. There's still hope on the horizon for them, and we see it. They're going to go for it. That vehicle that's taking those bullets.
Oh, no.
You bastard first.
Aurora's got it. Aurora's got it. Watch this.
Spin. Those shots are good. Those shots are money. Harmon going for it. He's going to go use the dual-purpose cannon.
What a beautiful bit of work.
Boy, they are not going to expect him so quickly.
The rest of the lobby had better hope that Harmon does something good here, because if they don't, squad number 6 are going to walk away with all the bells and whistles. Beautiful work from Harmon. Squad number 10 coming in.
It's all on Elise and Ferry. It's all on Elise and Ferry. Oh my goodness. As a two-piece, can they clutch it? We see Harmon utilizing that preemptive molly. Probably going to fall short. No. Does it burn? No, does not burn the opponent.
Great work. But Harmon's got to push in here. There's no point not doing this because
It would
they
be an
need the
error
win.
not to. And with it,
Oh, man,
Isijot
that's the
holding that off
opportunity.
angle. Yeah, I agree with you, Bush. I think that is a wasted opportunity, unfortunately. And for these guys to hold the only positioning in zone, it is a tough position to give up, especially when there's open ground separating you from your opponent. But
yeah, but if you're going to win this, you need to get rid of squad number 6.
yeah,
you got to get rid of them.
I mean, the fact that they've already secured the placement of third place on top of their eliminations is not looking optimistic for everyone.
This is next level stuff. Witch has got the launcher out and is hiding behind the launcher in plain sight. That is excellent, excellent work.
Now, Bush, I am curious as to whether Samaz, Alat, Gassan, and Kurto were eliminated before 8th place or if they were behind 8th place. If they got eliminated in 9th or later, that's no placement points from what I understand. So
here we go. Witch is coming in.
Go for it. Go for it. It's now or never, baby.
Get down, baby. Get down.
Yep. Got the position in the zone. Now just let them fight it out. Be that
looks like Harmon knows a lot more than us, mate, because Harmon has absolutely nailed this.
Risking it, gonna fire on.
That's it. They're done. Oh,
but was it enough? Did they do enough to pass the Kings of the Hill? Did they do enough to take home that gold medal for the day? I mean, I think it's a possibility. It's a possibility.
Well, it's a 1v4 for Witcher. I can't see Witcher coming out of this, but if Witcher can get out of an open field 1v4 final circle, then I'll eat my hat. That's amazing.
Witch has got one chance and one chance only, and that's the element of surprise. Now, that is out the window because that utility was very close by. They have to have some inkling of Witch's location. Now, they're going to get in a car.
Surely they're going to get a car in the smoke and just find them.
Yeah,
look at that. The big jump on the trampoline, and they've identified where the target is, I believe. Look at this. What great use of the trampoline.
So smart. And when they have these kind of numbers in their favor, you know that it is going to be big stack poker pushing and bullying the playing field as Keshav, aka Sidhu,
Sama is not in the top 7.
Well, that really does make things pretty interesting for Fate's team. That means that they have a real shot at taking that King of the Hill, that first place prize home. But got to give it up to Harmon, Isijot, Sidhu, and Lali here. That was an amazing, amazing first place finish, and doing so with 17 kills. Not bad.
Yeah, so some are well outside the top 8 there, I believe. Really, really scary stuff. I am waiting with bated breath to find out how we go there, but I do love the fact that Harmon made the right decision, didn't actually push in, and it paid off for him. So well done. They got the circle, they got the smokes, they had a knock. X-Fate, if he'd been there, it might have been a little bit different. What a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful 3-game set we got to see here. Amazing.
Yeah.
First replay, taking it away. Go, Red. Go, Red.
All right, so here we have it. We got the focus of game 3 here. Fate and his team got a lead pushing through the smoke, but the lucky shot from Saman with the UMP-45 rained down on his to get her knocked, and that puts the pressure on. But boy, oh boy, did they hold out all the way to that third place finish, and they did so, Bushka, with literally, count them up, 18 kills after a 22 kill, after a 16 kill. These guys,
massive
bloodbath
numbers.
Warfare. Let's have a look at another.
We're going to have a look at another one here as we see it popping on. Oh, this is brilliant. And this was Ace. He was on fire, both figuratively and literally, as he came screaming through the top turnbuckle and went the way of the dodo. It was good to see him. Ace featured heavily on the stream. Lots of work there from the Ace.
Honestly, that I loved. That was my favorite dad joke of the evening, is that he was the birthday candle that got blown out on this 5th anniversary.
Oh,
that was
it's like a poem. It's like a poem.
I stay up all night the night before and I write them out, This is why I get paid.
We are lucky to have you. You are the gift that keeps giving, my amigo.
Well, honestly, what a day it has been. And talk about keeping you on your toes. I said it at the beginning of the day. I said it at the end of the day. I never left the edge of my seat the entire event. This was all out bloodbath warfare, lightning fast, bloodbath warfare. I could not have been
I
more.
loved it.
Yeah, what a better way to like
What do you
culminate.
think about the whole thing with the event mode being and all the recalls and such? It made for a very interesting product. I liked it.
It's definitely implements a different strategy for our participants when you are required to hot drop and with very little room to wiggle around in. I mean, it brings a early game that we have not ever seen before. I mean, you see hot
I
drop.
mean, Elo's just
We've seen
throwing heads.
pachinki drops. We've seen military
Elo's just
base
running
drops.
in,
We've seen
punching
boot camp drop.
people.
But this is different. This is different. This is everyone duking it out right from the get-go. There is no time to dip your feet into that water to see how hot it is. You know it's hot. It is boiling hot, and you have to jump just head first.
Yeah, and look, the quality of the play was excellent. The aggression was excellent. I know that the circles with so many people left in them was actually, I mean, think about that. It's a 64-player lobby, and yet it felt like it was a 100-player lobby in a smaller space, just because everyone was constantly fighting. And those late game rotations, there wasn't an easy rotation on the entire map. Everyone was contested.
I love how at the beginning of this event, we were saying, this could go one of two ways, either all out aggression or we are left with a mid game that is going to be stale. Boy, oh boy, was I left to choke on those words. I could not have been further from the fact this was non-stop. There was no time to give a player their flowers for knocking or thirsting somebody, because by the time you finish that person's name, they're down in retaliation.
It was an interesting thing for me. There were a lot more engagements where people were locked in the death struggle so much, like where they'd both taken a piece out of each other. They're in a house, the blue zone comes through, and everyone's just making bad decisions.
Well, guys, now this is the unofficial results, I believe. Now, so this don't hold us to this, but from a glimpse, it looked, preliminary results here as they are. We got the dub going here. Team 5, Saman, potentially getting that dub. Second place going to Fate's team, and third to Luna. Now, we're going to have to wait for these results to come in officially before we can put that stamp of approval on it, but that does seem to be the predictable outcome as it currently stands.
Yeah, look, I mean, everyone would have had Saman's team as a red-hot favourites, because not only did they get the points in the first 2 rounds, they did it in a very flamboyant fashion. They took a lot of chunks out of the lobby. So you're both getting the points. So you're guaranteeing yourself a very high mount decline for whoever wants to come at you. And team number 6, they gave it a good shake.
Yeah, talk about a bittersweet pill to swallow there. I mean, Fate and his team, with the taste of chicken on the tip of their tongue, just doing everything in their power to get it. And I'm not sure what the overall exact point differential between first and second is, but I can tell you it's going to be a hairline difference at best. I mean, those two have got to be at each other's necks. And boy, oh boy, if there is going to be some trash talk in the future, the next time those two VIPs come head to head, it's going to be a little bit intense. I'll say that much.
All for one circle. Like, if that little Alamo that they had going on there, that's a funny little compound. If they had got one more circle, they're walking away with this thing. I do admire the fact that the people that came into that circle at the end and made the last 2, they were using the technology that's only available in this Imagiversary mode, which is excellent. I mean, they really did put it to use. We saw people using the walls, people using the launchers. I was pretty impressed by that. And the trampoline at the end to actually, I think Navyot Kalsa was saying it was him. Jumping up and marking. You can see him jumping and he's going, marking exactly where the last person was. That was great. Really enjoyed it.
Honestly, this gameplay reflected 5 years of practice and preparation. It took a long way to get our esports scene up to this caliber of skill, but we got it there, and I cannot wait to see what the future of PUBG Mobile holds. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been an absolute honor and pleasure getting to cast this event, getting to bring in and celebrate the 5th anniversary of PUBG Mobile with you all. without further ado, I don't want to waste too much more of your time. I've been Red Eyes. This is my main man, Bushka, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, good on you guys. Have a good one.